Well, how's it going out there, everybody? My name is Zed. The seals have been broken and the devils are here.
Jesus.
Welcome, everybody, to Innistrad's Irregulars. This is our Magic the Gathering themed Dungeons and Dragons game taking place on the Gothic horror plane of Innistrad. I'm Audie Cornish, and this is ThoughtStream. Hi, everybody. How's it going out there?
Very
I decided to
curious.
give
I
you
don't
a
know
little bit-
anymore.
Good. I decided to give you a little bit of an NPR, a little bit of a nipper. So hi. Obviously, we're here to hang out and kill zombies, and we've run out of hanging out. That's how that goes, right?
Yeah.
Just a few quick upcoming announcements for you. So tonight's episode is Friendly Fires. And I think we'll explore a little bit more what that means when we come right back from a thing that isn't being queued up just for comedic purposes.
And away we go.
Hello, all of you children out there. Yes. I don't know what the fuck is happening. There was a whole thing that I was going to do. I was actually going to do like the Crypt Keeper thing earlier, and I was going to introduce all of you as like classic horror stars and whatnot. I think Connor was going to be like Lon Chaney Jr., but then I couldn't decide who was going to be Vincent Price.
We
Anyhow,
battled it out for Vincent Price, clearly. That's the theme of the episode.
yeah, fair enough. So for this evening, we should first talk about last time. So, who would like to provide a brief overview? There's a bonus point in it for you.
Well, now I want to do it last.
Do we get a sticker on our test?
I put them on people's
Previously-
foreheads.
I love stickers. I have meat.
I hate stickers. Previously on Innistrad's Regulars. Oh god, that's a whole lot of zombies outside the gate. It's a good thing we've got this trench and all of this wood and stuff to throw at them. Clatter, clatter, fight time. Oh shit, something fell out of the sky and it's an orb. Oh shit, the orb is exploding. Grant, fix the orb situation. The rest of us gotta go to the gate. Oh, the gate's way worse. Oh, it's a lot of zombies. Bye, Brian. Brian, get up. Up. Oh, hey, here comes a cart with a gun on it. Are they standing up on the roof of the wall? Shoo, 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 shoo. Everybody in! Everybody in! Everybody in! Everybody in! Ka-chum.
Sounds about right.
Solid. Yeah, that's like, yeah, great. Fantastic. I hope you're doing that on all the YouTube videos, because that would be so good.
I have enough work as it is, thank you.
I love that voice.
That's the church lady. That's definitely the church lady.
No, the church lady's way more nasal, but I can
Okay.
appreciate. Could it be Zayden? Okay,
Yes,
you're
thank
right.
you.
They're pretty
Thank you.
close.
Yeah,
They're pretty
see?
close. They're pretty
So,
close.
Everyone got inside. The rest of the errant wing is here. It occurs to me that I haven't actually, like, clearly described to you or really to anybody the numbers involved. So inside the city gates now, you have the 3 other cadres, and then the main camp group of fighters, as well as all of the non-combatant camp followers. So your group has a total of 8 soldiers. The lamplighters are small and new. The other 3 cadres are the Hammer, the Drowned Rats, and Blutwald. The Hammer is 26 soldiers all told, and they all have distinctive heavy armor that they wear in colors of black and gold. Drowned Rats are primarily a group of rangers, rogues, assassins. They're all sneaky, scouty types. They have a few casters as well as a couple of druids.
How many are there?
There are 24 of them. Blutwald are all ranged combatants. Frankly, Grant would have probably some colleagues among them. There are 18 of them, wizards, sorcerers, rangers, etc. People who use bows or other ranged methods of fighting. Then the main camp of fighters, so just the fighting force, and this is led by Andrus and Lucky, are primarily light infantry, although they do have a squad of a total of 6 cavalry, Andrus being one of them, and they can go all the way up to 7 if Angelica's with them.
Hey!
But there are 82 soldiers in that group, although they are primarily the green troops, the younger fighters. And then there are 105 total camp followers who provide, the litany of various useful skills around the camp when everything is set up and running.
So all told, then we're looking at excluding the lamplighters, 150 souls as part of the main force, and then almost that number of camp followers.
Yeah, about 250-ish people.
All told. Okay.
Yep. And so they all, upon getting inside, this is a fairly well-practiced drill. It's actually one of the first things that everyone learns when they're brought in, is how to set up their individual camps. There is a prescribed layout to the camp that, unless there isn't enough room to do it properly, is the way the camp is always laid out, so as to maintain some level of consistency from place to place to place. And there is enough room inside the inside that, my brain just stopped working all of a sudden. There is enough room inside the city, like the main square area, that they are able to set up the camp as per normal. So all of it basically is sort of like a half a wagon wheel is the way it ends up working out, with each of the cadres set along the spokes. So the followers set about getting things ready. And Andrus, after taking a moment to pop his helmet off, splash some cold water on his head, and crack open his heavy armor to let some air in, starts giving out orders. And so he... hang on one sec. Come on, icon. There we go. And so he looks around. He says, "Idzi, get the rest of the Hammer up on that wall. I want them guarding and making sure that everyone is safe. You let me know the moment another force comes through." And then he looks around and he sees a woman. "Milena, get over to the east where the rest of the supplies came through. Make sure that there's nothing coming from that direction. And then he looks over at you. Angelica, are there other gates that we need to worry about?
Checks map. I believe there. Oh, there's one. Yes, sir. One of the. Assuming this map I've got is oriented north, the yellow gate.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. One to the west near the river.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Misha, go tell Lev. Make sure that the rest of Ludvault is over on that gate. No, I said now. Misha, a person wearing a set of black and purple robes, when initially yelled at, kind of gave a face of like, but very quickly got into gear and goes and finds what he was told to find.
Have medical tents been set up for those who were injured?
The medical tents are being set up. They are not yet set. But Andrus turns to you and says, turns to the group of you and says, thank you. We were pinned down. That was bad. We'll debrief later. I want all of the captains and seconds, or sorry, not captains, sergeants and seconds to come for a meeting later. We'll send out word when it's ready.
Understood.
In the meantime, I know that you've already been helping, but please continue to. Is there anything that we don't know that we need to know right now?
Two things immediately come to mind, sir. The first is some kind of subterranean ruin with the remnants of a seal against, forgive Fox, it's been a few weeks, demonic, I believe, in nature entities? Yes, against demonic entities. The wards down there have completely eroded. We were in the middle of investigating when all of this happened. The second is we have a rogue agent of sorts in the town. We're keeping an eye on down in the sewers. We found a man. Sir, it's a kind of magic I don't recognize. Grant's not sure either. Between the two of us, we think maybe he's possessed. He's definitely in some capacity in the thrall of a demon, but not
he's also
such
no
that
longer
he's
in our
lost his
custody.
faculty. One moment, sir. I'm sorry?
Oh, yes. I alarmed the house to make sure if anybody left or entered, we'd know. And during the ruckus, yes, somebody left.
Sir, if I may be excused, I would like to immediately investigate this situation.
Of course.
Before we go, though, I also have to make sure you understand, this location is an ex-Markovian stronghold. Don't drink the water. Purify
Oh, yes,
all.
also that.
Understood.
Through boiling
Understood.
or magical means, whatever you've got.
Magical.
I'll have the
water.
clerics get to it. What are the townspeople drinking?
The water.
The water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Go do what you must do. We'll talk later.
What about the big ball
Sir.
thing?
And
took care of
Andrus
that.
turns around and is immediately just back into management mode. Moving people this way or that way to, make sure that things get done and get done quickly and well. And as far as you're concerned, he might as well be 1,000 miles away at this point.
As I'm gonna head to the house. Is everybody coming with?
No, yeah, we are.
Because-
Yeah, I would definitely be trekking along
We
there.
might also add
I know-
that weird ball, the thing you caught. We also have some remnants of that.
Oh, yes, that's in a bag. I have that. We'll look at that as well.
Oh, excellent. Then I turn towards Dawnbreaker and use telepathy to tell my horse, head back to the stables and make all fucking due haste back to the house.
Okay. So you're all going there, but Angelica, you're going faster. Am I understanding that correctly?
No. I'm sending my horse back to the stables and going on foot because
Oh,
there's no point in me riding
got it.
ahead of everyone, because then I would get there and the other players wouldn't be there, and that would be a shitty time for everybody.
Totally.
I love you.
Okay, so you run over towards the house.
Plus, I want backup.
You run over towards the house. The front door has been blown in. the door itself is in splinters in the opening, like entryway, and the ground inside, which was clay brick with some throw rugs here and there, is covered in scorch marks, ash, and broken furniture.
Rad. Okay. I'm gonna draw my sword, and then look back towards Dinah and do the, like, after me into this place motion with my head, like, come on, let's get in here. And then point at both Dinah and or not Dinah, Jesus Christ, Cloris and Grant, and just make the like fingers on eyes, like keep an eye out, be ready.
All right.
Is Grant offended by that?
No.
Okay. Everyone give me
Hand
perception
signals.
checks.
I have every die but a d20. One moment.
That seems like a problem.
Yeah, it's kind of important.
Woo! Ooh, wow, good job. That is literally cocky.
All my dice except my
Before-
d10s like me.
I
Last
have
time I was.
the Charlie curse
Oh,
right
good.
now.
Same.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh no!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're too
no.
cute
I
for
didn't
this
touch your dice,
immortal
but I touched
world.
You guys.
I have a hot 7.
Unless the proficiency changed, 6.
Wait, what was this for again?
15.
Perception.
Perception.
Yeah.
Oh wait. That would be more than that. No,
Yeah.
What'd you roll,
9.
Cass?
it's a 9. 9!
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 20, which gives me 23.
Okay. Dinah is Johnny on the spot today.
See how long it lasts.
You are
Still riding that
right.
adrenaline.
And I'm not raging yet.
So, Dinah, as you're walking through the first floor, first off, let me ask: do you have a weapon out and ready, or no?
She'd have her hand, like her mace out, just to make sure that she was covered, just in case she needs it. But she is ready to grab with like the other arm, so the
Okay.
shield's not there.
You are. What you're seeing is a room that has or was set on fire, a very hot but also fairly brief flash. There is soot covering just about everything. The furniture, though, isn't all burnt because the fire, whatever it was, didn't last long enough to chew through the thick wooden table, for example. As you work your way around a corner, you hear a scratching noise from a closet that is in the kitchen that you recognize as being a larder. But the scratching noise is definitely not just a rat or a mouse or something like that.
Can you clarify larder for me as a player?
Pantry?
Okay,
Specifically for like dry aging meats.
gotcha. Okay.
Your favorite place to be.
It's
Yeah. Home, as
Yeah.
Dinah would know it.
yeah.
We found your sleeping roll in there a few times. We didn't want to say
The
anything.
meat dimension. Okay, got it.
Yep.
The meat.
We figured it made her happy, so we just let her sleep in there.
Thank you for this gift.
Brad, I love you. Thank you. I've been waiting for something like this to happen. Anyway, continue.
Here, hold Chloris's spear. There you go. You have a lance.
Yeah.
Wait. Leaves.
The Dinah-Laurel lance.
Oh god damn it!
Oh man.
This just keeps
Oh
going.
man. All right.
Continue.
So
Back. Ooh, focus. Blinders.
Dinah.
So scary room. Lots of soot. hear some scratching, not an animal
Okay.
behind a door.
So, Dinah being towards the front, just kind of holds up her fist to get everyone to stop. And then points to her ear. And looks and points in the same direction as where the scratching is coming from, and just kind of makes a little scratching, like, hand signal. Like she's calling it something. And then the last one is just shushing everybody. And then starts moving into the kitchen to go see what's going on.
You are a lot quieter than I am, so I am going to simply pull in my shield and up my sword.
Well, I might be.
You're like, that's debatable.
I'm not wearing heavy armor, that's the point.
I guess I'm not either, come to think of it. That's right. Fuck, I forgot about that. But still, though, I guess... Oh, my stealth's a 3. What's your stealth?
Let's win.
I'm the stealthy one.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yep.
What's your stealth?
+5.
That beats mine.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking, I'm
Yeah.
the stealthy one.
On second thought, then, I'll just reach forward with a gloved hand and step in front of the barbarian as we walk towards the noise.
Okay. What do you do? So you walk towards the noise. It's not a continuing noise.
Okay.
So neither of you can hear it further. It was like brief and then done. And you're walking up towards the door.
Then I'm going to look back over my shoulder at my 3 companions and do the on 3, 1, 2, and then I reach down and whip the thing open.
Out of the closet comes a being that
If it's
is
Jonesy, I'm going to be so pissed.
If it what?
If it's Jonesy, I'm going to be so pissed. That's the cat from Alien.
Covered in what look like burn marks, skin sloughing off in places, and other places has been burned to the bone. Hairless, nearly naked, human, basically falls out of the cupboard into your arms.
I would like to use Divine Sense.
In order to determine...
It's that whole, I can detect, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
This is not
I can
undead.
also... Okay. And if I can also tell if a place has been blessed or consecrated. Or, desecrated, whatever.
Not
Bad
undead.
One. Okay.
Medical check from anyone who can see. Medicine check from anyone who can see this.
This is not something I have.
Why am I? That's. I'm not using this die anymore. I have a +6 and I can't roll both. Right.
Ah! Stop.
16.
Just rub some meat on it, it'll be fine.
They are
I mean,
meat.
it's kind of true.
I got a 6. It's all.
10. I can't see from back here.
This is Nikki. Burned to negative hit points, effectively. Burned to not quite death, but very, very close.
Is there a pulse?
Extremely faint.
Medic!
I have a fucking name. She's pushing her way through to get closer. Oh, alive? She asks, tilting her head, looking at Angelica.
Yes.
Oh, you sure about that? All right. And she's gonna put 2 cure wounds, 2nd level. La, 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 la. Don't betray me, dice.
Yeah, I've still got a little bit of lay on hands left, but all my spell points are spent for the day.
Plus my 3. 13?
Okay. You heal her, although you note that whatever effect was on her made it difficult to heal. Sorry, them. I apologize. Them.
It's like
I
they're
misgendered my
it's
own
almost there's a
entity.
resistance to the body's natural
Yes.
forming healing process.
So effectively, for the first. Okay, I'm going to explain the system, and then I'm going to explain how it feels. Okay. So system-wise, for the first 6 points of healing that you put in, it only heals 3. After that point, it heals normally. What it feels like as you're doing it from a mystical sense is that there is a dampening effect, that there is something that is hampering the divine energies, that once you work your way through it, it heals normally from there. Yeah, I know. He's adorable, and there's nothing I can do about it.
He's going for
He's
the
going for the backdrop.
Yes, he is.
He's pawing at it. My heart can't take it.
I was just picturing it just collapsing
Yeah.
on his head.
Everyone loves you, but you have to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really don't want you to knock down the backdrop on my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
It'd be very funny for a few seconds, and I'd feel really bad.
Basically.
There's something, Grant. There's something wrong with something interfering. Normally, I could heal anything your body would heal naturally, right? It just accelerated. This is fighting me. There's something shrouding.
Fine, give me a look then. Mailing down. Spend my last mana for today, and detect magic.
So whatever it was seems to be gone. You are, however, getting the distinct combination of, I believe it's abjuration for
Warding.
pew pew effects.
Evocation is pew pew.
Evocation, sorry.
Abjuration is
you're
like
getting-
warding.
You're getting evocation and necromancy as a combined
Lovely combination.
effect. Yeah.
There was a necromantic touch to this. The flames were imbued with something beyond.
Like yours?
Oh, no.
Forgive me. It's just that you literally hear voices from. We don't bring it up, but it's fucking terrifying. I don't know the nuances between what's weird going on with your ghost and Dinah's ghost. You'll forgive me.
I don't have ghosts.
Nikki, you still in there?
Nikki takes a moment before opening their eyes and looks at the group of you. Nikki's eyes, you realize you don't normally see them, but they're actually bright emerald green. Nikki pulls themselves up into a sitting position, then stands wobbling, but seems more calm once they're upright.
Take it easy.
I didn't really see what it was. They knew what they were coming for, and they could see me immediately. I was hiding behind a wall, and they shot right through it to get me. And then, after setting everything on fire, they took Edmund. I crawled in there to get away from the flame, but
Did you hear any
I
voices?
thought I was going to die.
over the flames, over the nightmare, did you hear any voices? Did Edmund give a fight back? Was there a struggle
Edmund
or happily?
tried, but his hands were still in those manacles. He still managed to pull a sword out of nowhere, but he couldn't grip it very well. And
Wasn't being picked up by friends.
Donnie goes into the doorway
Anything
like
else?
of the kitchen and just stays in between, just in case
they
she hears
didn't
anything.
talk. They didn't say anything. If they were communicating, they did it without speech.
Did you get any idea of what they looked like? Or was it all fire before you ended up in the larder?
There was a lot of fire. I saw leather boots. I saw the bottom of black robes. I think maybe made of like a heavy sackcloth. Sturdy robes. That was it. I really didn't have a chance. I was ready, but they were
You
more
did
ready.
everything that could be expected of you. Listen, at least this much destruction, we know it wasn't Brian, right? Come on. We gotta get you to the medical tents. The rest of the wing is here. And
All right. Thank you.
like I'm gonna move to I'm strength 12. Can I pick up Nikki? I don't know.
Nikki is a fairly small person, so yes.
Right. Okay.
Be
Yeah.
delicate
I
with
mean,
that skin.
so 10 is technically above average. 8 is average, right?
Right.
So at a 12, yeah, you're fairly strong, and Nikki is built like a bird.
That's what I was thinking. I'm going to very, very gently pick up Nikki.
Nikki puts an arm around your neck. And you can see more clearly now their armor, which was primarily leather and some iron buckles and things. Any part of it that was metal melted into Nikki's flesh, and will need to be removed carefully and surgically.
Oh, that's rough, buddy. Oh.
We'll get you to the surgeons. And you said they were nude, so there's no cloth around here. Screw it. Take the coat off and wrap Nikki in it.
Tio.
Three of you, you know what to do. As I make my way back to the main camp, I'm just gonna go over there, drop off Nikki, and head back. But
So do we want to scout this
you guys
place,
can get started in the meantime.
see if there's any information to be found in this place
Oh yeah,
till Angelica gets back?
yeah. We should stake the whole place. Because if anybody's here looking for anything else, or someone fell behind, or they set up something, we should probably find out now.
Investigation from the three of you.
Cloris has a different approach.
Sure.
While they're going through the home itself, the infrastructure of what's left, Cloris kind of finds her way to a window, opening forward the shutters, and is going to try and feel out if our crow buddy is about.
Okay. How do you do that? What do you think you might do to do that?
Hey, Crow!
Yeah, fuck! Hey, fuck! You don't have a name now.
Hey, yo, you fucking corvid! Get over here!
Yeah. No, just going to pull Minerva forward out. The beak of the owl forming from her nose and her eyes impossibly wide for a moment until Minerva's in her arms. I need you to go find that shady little bird. You know, the one that's been following me? She kind of shakes Minerva a little bit so the wings... Yeah.
Minerva nods.
Yeah. Well, bring them back. Tell
But like
them
in that owl way?
Yeah, right? Where the head stays still while the body's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. He's been following us for a while. Bring him back. Tell him I need his information if he's going to serve the lamplighters. and she's just gonna give Minerva a boost out the window.
Minerva makes a sort of a reassuring before flying away.
Oh, that was.
I know. I swell.
Kinda dope.
Okay, so that is what Cloris is doing. What are Dinah and Grant doing?
Madame.
Would you?
No, go ahead.
Oh boy. Well,
Milady.
so I.
Milady.
Fuck. Mafuck.
Madame.
Milady.
Mafuck.
Well, Dinah.
Tip of the eye patch.
Dinah's.
I don't want to run this game anymore.
Dinah,
All right.
like.
So you guys are sifting through the soot. Fine.
Dinah goes back the way that we came, and she makes sure to point out to Grant about, like, the fire. Like, this fire was fast, and it was angry. I don't know what causes that, but whatever it is, I don't fucking like it. I know that. And starts going up. There were multiple floors, right? There was a second floor where all the other rooms were. She starts going up the stairs to stake out each room. I rolled a 10, which gives me a 9!
9!
Because I have negatives.
A 9 is enough for you to see that it doesn't look like anything happened up here.
Okay.
All of the action is downstairs, and the scorch marks actually end where the sight line from the first floor up the stairs would end.
Okay. And there's nobody up here, right? It's all empty.
Nope, because everyone else was out with you guys, and you don't find anybody anyway.
Okay.
So I know this is obviously magical, so I guess I'm looking for some kind of track or any kind of remnants of something that was left behind, investigating-wise.
Oh, yeah?
I rolled the investigation as you asked. I'm going to activate Flash of Genius, though. So my 12 becomes a 23.
Holy cannoli!
So, you find a couple of things.
Cannolis! Oh.
Find a couple of things. Okay.
Yeah. First, you sort of track back. Like you start over by the larder, and you're tracking your way back, and you've got Detect Magic on. And you are able to tell first that there were at least 3 individuals, but it looks like only 2 of them were casting spells. You only see evidence of 2 spells cast within the house, whatever this necromantic fireball thing is, and then an additional effect that silences the area.
That's abjuration.
Had you not put your alarm up, and had they perhaps noticed it first, but they didn't, there might be no other, obvious indicator that something happened. But until, of course, you got inside and saw everything was all completely destroyed. Tracking their path through the place, you move your way outside, and they used unseen passage from where, so you can't tell exactly where it came from, but you can tell where it isn't. And so there's a roughly 20-foot area around the front edge of the house that is plainly erased.
They blew their way in.
Yeah. Inside, as you head back in, there is something glowing on the table that you did not notice before and could not see if you didn't have Detect Magic up. as someone etched a magic sigil into the table that has two characters. One is it looks kind of like a glass, actually. It's a cylindrical prism shape that's about 3 inches tall, with a lip about half an inch down from the top. So like a line, a dotted line drawn around about a half inch down from the top. And otherwise, it's just a cylindrical prism. And then the other is a much more complex symbol that you now know, because you've seen it before, is the symbol of the demon Withengar.
Had a feeling. Well, at least he's a glass half full kind of guy. Ah, here. Pointing to the table. Is there a way for people who don't have detect magic on for me to unveil it to them, or?
Yeah, so you have chalk among all of the other various things you have, and you could literally just like trace the arcane sigil with chalk.
Without writing over it, he just writes it down on a piece of paper and says, "You're going to have to take my word for it, but there's a magic writing has been put on the table." And he shows from a little pad and charcoal.
Is this like a signature? Like someone being bold? Why would you leave a mark in a place you rolled in, grabbed what you needed, and left?
I don't think they left this mark. I think this mark was maybe left by... This might have been left by Edmund, letting us know who came. It's a guess. Or we have somebody who really enjoys signing their work. Regardless, Withengar is involved in this. There's a demon.
Trying to just down the stairs. Clear up here.
Yeah.
She has like her big furry cloak on now. She's just had it in the room. She grabbed it on her way down.
There were 3 of them. One of which was creating the pyrotechnics. Another was creating a silencing effect, something to keep vocal components down and controlled. A muting.
So smart. With that said, an explosion in the middle of town while an entire army's afoot probably would have blended in as well.
I think that was more to the end that they wanted.
So that was all distraction?
If it was Ingo Bolt that was part of it. He did say he had other things to attend to. This may have been it.
Or there's always the chance that this just happened to be really good timing in his favor. Well, his favor, I guess whoever was here.
Nah, if there's anything I learned, coincidence like this isn't something that just happens. Too well planned.
I've had someone who's been keeping an eye on things out and about. Hopefully I could bring them back and you could ask some questions on someone who may have seen them pass.
Either you met someone that we didn't see, or you're talking about one of your owls again.
Yes, yeah, no, well, Dinah knows them. I told you about it that night when we were in the camp. The crow?
Oh my god, I thought that was a drunken hallucination. You actually had a crow there?
I had a conversation with you!
Oh.
We had a full conversation!
Okay, so when I start getting all the liquor in me, I'll have lots of conversation, but I won't always remember it, so you're gonna have to give me a little there. Okay, the crow was real. Okay, cool. Yay! I didn't drink that much that night. Cool.
Now that we've established that your memory while drinking is shit,
And crows are real.
Sometimes. Always.
so is this a familiar crow
Was it
or
one
a
time?
strange crow that we should be on the lookout for?
A strange crow that wants to be a familiar one.
We need to discuss you talking to strange crows in the night.
Fair. Yeah.
But first, I guess, let's see if you can find them.
You have to stay
Okay.
here, or should we move back to camp? Because I know that's where Angelica went, and
Minerva knows how to find me.
don't know what we're gonna do here now. We
Yeah.
should probably tell them about the stuff you found. There's nothing else here, I don't think.
A whole lot of ash.
There's no way to figure out when they left, right? Like,
You would have to track them.
well, how would we go about doing that?
Are there any footprints in the soot?
That's one of the things I was kind of looking for, a direction they may have traveled.
Sure. Yeah. No. Unseen Passage gets rid of that shit.
Mhm.
However,
Would I have seen the remnants of the enchantment then?
What do you mean?
Unseen Passage is an enchantment.
It has a magical blueprint.
With detect magic on, would I have been able to see through what was remaining? Of
That's what I was told you when you went outside, was that you were able to see the area where it was
erased.
It was cast. Yeah.
Okay.
You could see the negative, but you couldn't see anything else.
Okay.
Because otherwise, Unseen Passage wouldn't really work, would it?
The town certainly wouldn't know.
We'll
That's true.
discuss balancing another time.
Yes.
Sorry now.
So,
Too
what I would like, though, is an insight check. I think this is a fair use of insight. Normally, insight is used to determine if someone is lying or otherwise being honest or dishonest. In this particular case, we're going to use it to sort of help determine intent.
13.
21.
I want to check a different thing.
Chloris has a bit of a brainstorm while you're all talking about figuring out how to track this thing. Chloris, all over the city are these stone wells. And the first drawing, you realize, looks not entirely unlike a well if someone were in a hurry.
Oh, if they're terribly untalented, right. Wow, yes. Can I see that drawing again? While Dinah's checking the soot,
Yes, one's Withengar, the other's an arcane symbol I don't recognize.
do you think it... And she, like, goes over to a window and points to one of the wells.
There is one well within the range of the absence.
Well, I'll have to discuss it when I meet them, because if you can write the symbol of Withengar, you could write the word well! Sorry. Let's go find Angelica. There's nothing else here.
Oh, wait, good news is we'll be able to tell Angelica we could jump down another hole.
Go! Wonderful time.
Cut to, we're doing what?
Over with Angelica, just to confirm actually real fast, are the three of you good then with jump cut over to
I wanted to
Ange?
check one thing to see if Dinah can find anything outside that might have been left behind by anybody that might have been blasting their way in.
Interesting. No.
Nope.
I'm gonna go with no. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with, yeah. I think they cleaned their tracks pretty well.
Just her poking stuff with her mace, just like, what the hell's that? Oh, no, I hope that's not anything I
You know
need.
what? You find one copper, but it looks like it's been at the bottom of like an old grandma's purse for 25 years.
Oh no, there's Jolly Rancher on it. Don't lick that.
Yeah, and just like weird gunk that like is indiscernible and
Texture.
just totally molded onto the copper.
Mouth feel.
Copper is a copper. Nobody in this town's gonna give a shit. Just
Pay 2 coppers if you put it in your mouth.
Yup, yup. Huh, no.
Okay.
And then she just
Uh,
meets up with the other two to go, like, we going?
Hey,
there are no Werthers on it. That's the other game. So
little
over in the
cola
medics
barrels.
area, so the medical tents are just about set up. In fact, actually, that's not quite true. There are 4 medical tents in total. 2 of them are set up. The other 2 are being set up. The 2 that are set up are currently pretty full. In one of them, in fact, is Brian with Elise also patched up and sitting next to him on a stool. Donald is helping to carry boxes from one place to another. He sets a box down, and then a small, wide man tells him to go get a different box, and he nods and goes and gets it. The small, wide man is bald, well, tonsured. So, center is bald,
Yeah.
but he's got the hair around the side.
Got the donut.
Yep. And wearing white and purple robes, reminiscent of a follower of one of the lesser flights of angels.
Is there a open cot or space or something where it's clear that this is where you should put the wounded? A triage area, for example.
Nothing immediate or obvious. There are plenty of people who are fucked up all over the
Okay.
place, but they're just sort of like sitting on the ground or surrounded by other of their friends or merc mates.
Do I recognize? Oh,
I was just going to say that aside from those 2 tents where there are people, the other 2 they're just not finished yet. They're doing their best to try to get everything ready.
do I recognize Tonsure and or know what his deal is?
Yes, that is. Hang on, let me just double check. Friar
Double check. Sir, double.
Friar Frederick,
Okay.
who is the head of the non-combatant medical unit.
All right. So he's our chief of staff equivalent.
Yep.
then-
Basically, he does not. He is such a pacifist to the point that he will not be in battle, but he will happily patch up anybody who
Sure.
makes their way back to him.
Unless he is currently talking to someone, I make my way over to him and say, like, Friar, where do you wish the wounded? As I'm, like, again, wrapped in my coat, I've got them in my arms. Nikki in my arms.
Friar looks up at you, one eye very large.
I assure you they yet live.
Yes. You and you. Come here, quick. And 3 large, burly, soldierly-looking dudes who are all fairly young and fresh-faced hurry over, and he directs them to a few different boxes, tells them to pull out some kits of things, and they begin assembling beds before the rest of the tent is finished. Let's at least get the wounded lying down first, yes? And they'll just nod and salute and continue about their business. It takes them about 4 minutes before they have a bed available. But once they do, Friar Frederick pulls you over and says, all right, yes, place it down here.
Them, but yes.
Them, I apologize. What would you say is their... I mean, obviously they're burned, but is there anything more to it? Anything you tell me.
Necromantic magics were involved.
Hmm,
It resisted the healing process briefly. Beyond that, we don't know. It was
interesting.
loud and it was fast.
Interesting. Yes, we've been seeing... He points over to the other 2 tents. 4 of the first 8 that we treated had similar wounds.
From the battle.
Not the same style, but the same effect.
troubling.
Indeed.
I need to get back to my... I was going to say men, but... I need to get back to my men. Take care of them. Thank you.
Of course. Donald looks over at you and says, "Do you need me or should I stay here?"
There's no house to go back to, really, at the moment. In fact, here unloads a quick explanation of what we met at the house. If the captain comes around looking for me, let him know. Otherwise, I need to get back to that whole situation. Hey, good work today.
Thanks, Sarge. Good job telling us what to do.
I say nothing in response. He just gets the smile, and I...
It's lucky he didn't get a backhand. Shit.
I'm out of spell slots, you prick. But Angelica is a better person than I am. So she smiles at him and turns and is like, again, her coat wrapped around Nikki. She leaves it behind and just beats feet back towards the house.
Okay.
Just as fast as her legs can carry her.
So you're headed back to the house as the other three are headed towards you, and you all meet up somewhere in the middle. Funny enough, around about where normally your set of tents would be, but currently aren't because you're not using tents right now.
Oh, okay, you're here. Good. You found something?
Several things. We found out that Edmund, well, not that great at art Pictionary. We'll need to see if he's better at 20 questions, but we have an idea of where it may have been taken.
Oh. All right, then. Nearby, I hope?
Well, you were a fan of the sewers before, yes?
Lead on.
Have we heard back from our dark-feathered friend yet?
Chloris's spring green eyes scan the skyline, looking for Minerva or company.
You can sense Minerva out to a certain distance, yeah?
Yes. I believe I could even share senses with them up to 150 feet.
Yeah. Minerva is sort of like fluttering in and out of that range, sort of going in circles around the city trying to locate this crow. And on one of Minerva's swoops back closer to towards you, you can sense her, but she does not seem to have found anything.
Through their link together, it's fine. Retreat. He's going to be useless. He's going to be useless.
Woohoo!
She'll grin. I have no idea where our crow friend is. Hopefully we'll have better answers for you later, but...
To the sewers, then.
Yeah.
As you are headed over to the sewers, or actually just as you're about to head out, Lucky finds you. His missing arm is actually, he has a tower shield attached on that side of his body that seems to be like hooked into his armor and has a sheathed sword at his side. And he has opened his armor down the center, and you can see that he took on several wounds. He seems to be fine, but his clothing underneath his armor is ruined with blood stains and cuts. Lucky runs up to you.
Yes?
Where are you going?
the person that we were holding in protective custody has been kidnapped or murdered or something, and we need to chase down whoever did it, because that is a loose end. Well, obviously it's a loose end we don't want to have running around. So
I see. Orders from our captain. All units are to make camp, settle in, patrol the borders. Anything outside of that, he wants people to speak with him directly. I found you on my way to go locate the drowned rats.
Well, there is a bit of a point. If we're worried about these unknown individuals who absconded with our prisoner through the well system, that is a point that they could come back out of, correct? And if people aren't expecting that as a point to infiltrate the town, then that's an area that needs to be patrolled as well.
does Lefty outrank me? I forgot.
Yeah. Lefty, so there is a general. Yes. Lefty
He's basically
Lefty's
the
a
captain's
general.
lieutenant.
Got it.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought he was a lieutenant.
Oh.
We love you.
So, yeah.
Dinosaurs!
Okay. Then in that case, I actually put a hand up
Rude.
and just look Lefty in the eye and say, understood.
Thank you. Have you seen where the drowned rats got off to?
No, sir.
What the point was to not see them?
Well, yeah, but they're also supposed to be guarding the gate over there, and I didn't find them there, so...
No rest.
Leadership meeting tonight at sundown.
Understood, sir. Sir, where is the captain right now?
The captain was grievously wounded. He refused to stop moving, but he took a spear straight under his cuirass.
Do you know where he is right now?
You don't walk that shit.
Yeah,
Sir?
I forced him to take a nap.
Oh.
This guy sounds like my dad.
All right.
He'll be fine.
Thank you. Of course, sir. Is there anything else you need from us, sir?
Stay safe. We still haven't gotten a proper head count. We don't know exactly how many people are missing. Right now, we don't think it's that many, but there are people who are unaccounted for. Please make sure that you don't become any more of them.
Yes, sir.
Good work today.
Thank you, sir.
And Lucky heads out in the direction of the gate where the drowned rats are supposed to be.
I don't know about you, or, well, anyone else. What I have prepared for the day has run out. I need time to sit and go through my materials so I can prepare again. I have nothing left for the day.
Yeah.
We could all use a rest.
I'm hungry and I could probably get help
Oh,
maybe one more time.
Yes, that does require the same amount of
sorry?
caution and attention that my materials do. Yes. A snack.
Don't be jealous. You could have a berry too.
I don't need a berry.
Well, I do. Thank you.
Before I forget, Dinah takes off the fur cloak that she wears when they travel, and she puts it on Angelica. Like,
Oh.
you gave up your jacket, so I figured you can use that.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, we haven't stopped moving for a few hours yet. Loath as I am to leave our newfound companion to his fate, perhaps there is merit in making camp.
There will be no benefit trying to rescue somebody if we end up becoming
No. Yes.
compromised as well.
Yeah, I don't want to
Physician,
be
heal
like the
thyself.
furniture.
This is the wisdom I come to expect from you, Grant.
I don't know if that's sarcastic or not.
Neither do I.
Angelica doesn't mean it as such, but Grant can interpret it however he sees fit.
Grant's gonna be
Is what
sitting
I
there
will say as a
pondering on
player.
that for a while.
Oh no, it's gonna haunt you. You're laying on your bedroll, like, being nice? Is that what
All right.
niceness feels like?
Let's head back. Find the other lamplighter's. Get a head count.
And then food? Food?
And then
Yes,
food.
food.
How could you possibly still be hungry?
Yeah, the
Did
good-
you see what I just did out there?
It was very impressive. I'm just saying, usually the berries are fine enough for me. You're a bit gluttonous.
We also have the meeting tonight.
Oh, fun.
Who goes to that?
Yeah, do we have to go? Because I don't think
Yes.
we're leaders of any
We
kind.
we need to debrief them. So we all need to be present to inform the upper leadership of what has transpired. So yes, we all need to be there to report.
You're the core part of my team. You're coming with. I need all of your expertise for this.
Bring my food.
Yes.
Yay.
Are we worried at all about that gate being unattended to? If the drowned rats are missing,
If Lefty knows about it, he'll assign a detachment.
are you sure?
Yes.
There's enough.
Lefty is an unusual sort, but he's no fool.
Lefty has a reputation amongst the camp as being
Competent?
competent and organized to an almost frightening degree.
Good.
I trust him implicitly. We'll be fine. Honestly, you all deserve the break. I'm making my way, I guess, back in the... Because we said we're on the edge of them, so I guess I'm just making my way back inward and... Yeah.
Probably
Sure.
where our
Are you-
tents would be set up normally within the array.
Okay. There are a number of non-combatant young men and women who are running around. They're wearing Errant Wing favors around their belts and Errant Wing colors, but they are not otherwise marked as being like part of any of the other cadres. And they are helping people to set up their tents, get their stuff organized. They're like helping to handle with things like laundry or making meals. They're generally just assisting in all of the shit that is mundane and difficult to do when you're tired as hell after combat.
I would pull one of them aside and give them directions to the house to let them know where our gear is stowed. It's like, hey, all of our camping shit's over here and all of our gear is over there. If you guys could help make that happen, the lamplighters would really appreciate it. Thanks.
You get eager nods, and several people run off to go make that happen.
At least our stuff was upstairs.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
Oh, that last rage would have popped off if
Yes.
some
Oh,
shit
no.
was ruined.
My things!
Yeah,
Um,
I brought my painting shit downstairs to draw that map.
Oh no.
Well, good news is there's a
So.
good deal more charcoal about.
I can replace
Can I get
them.
paint with a weird copper?
I
Christ.
can replace them.
Oh, you could do that. That tool making thing, right?
Love that glass half full, Cloris.
Yeah, Cloris'
Don't
silver
worry about
linings
it. I
are.
don't want anything bothering you too much.
Listen, I think I'm right. You can make tools and shit, right?
Yes, it is part of my skill
He
set.
said nothing's bothering me because I figured it out.
I refer to think of it more as a craft and a skill that I have, rather than that tool-making thing.
You can craft some shite.
Keep trying.
This social banter that just happened in the marathon just now is... Wow, it's good that we're not in, like, a position of politics or, like, head of, like, mayors or
You
anything.
didn't ask me to make a politician, you asked me to make an artillery guy.
I also was like, hey, we got some charcoal, right? So I can't throw a stone on this.
Like, I recognize fully that there's a reason that I'm the one that's supposed to talk to people. I get it. I'm the paladin, I know my job.
I'm not bad. I'm going to buy paint.
After about 10-15 minutes or so, more of the kids start carrying back your tent stuff, your equipment. Donald and Elise make their way back. Brian and Nikki are still at the tent.
Okay. And of course, we fill them in.
Mm-hmm.
Get them caught up.
Donald
Then,
sets
yeah.
about setting up. After setting up his tent, he starts setting up Elise's tent, or sorry, not Elise's tent, Brian's tent, and Elise starts setting up Nikki's tent.
I need to look at something. But we need to figure out a safer place than our camp. I don't want to do it here.
Midnight field trip?
No, we can do it now. Because we're before the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have conservatively at least 4 hours before. I said 4 in motion 5. 4. This is 4. This many.
That's
4
many.
hours or so until sundown.
What about the stables? Is that calm enough?
Oh, I wouldn't want to endanger the horses.
Oh, are
I
you
deeply
thinking
appreciate that.
about,
Yes, the seeds.
a bit of gardening that you don't want to contaminate the town with, yeah?
Yes.
So not the fields then.
Mm,
The what now?
The southern wall. We don't know if their armies are down there yet. It's potentially risky, but there's nobody down there.
let's take a walk and scout the southern walls, and I can look at this once we get there.
So it just pops up next to Grant like, what are you talking about?
Holds up a leather sack and just shakes it a little bit, and there's like a the black orb. The thing you caught.
Oh, the interception I made. Yeah.
Yes,
What?
yes. It.
Was that in there?
I took care of it, and it ejected this. We collected it up before it could plant itself in the ground.
It's just sprinkled out that whatever's in there.
If sprinkling and firing shrapnel into the air could be considered similar, yes.
Ah,
Grant, can you show me where it landed initially?
Oh,
Something I'd just like to check. It'll put my mind at ease.
well then we have to walk east first.
Thank you. Yeah, show me.
this is
So the 4 of us will start walking.
the exact place where it landed. Because that
Okay.
hurt.
Elise and Donald ask if you want them to come with you.
Yes, but unfortunately, Lefty may come looking for us, and we need a cover story if we're too far out of camp.
Understood. We'll tell them
Thank
you're
Taking a constitutional.
reconnoitering with the populace.
We're taking a constitutional to rest.
It is not a lie to say I am making sure that the ground isn't going to sprout up zombies suddenly somewhere because of a hunch I have.
I don't know.
I accept
that
full
we're-
responsibility.
Okay, easy then. Yep, absolutely. Also, a couple of the kids are setting up your campfire and cooking pot, and they
I look
are
at it longingly.
That's just gonna say.
just barely, like the water is just on the verge of boiling as you're heading out.
Come along.
It's just there's a half step and then I turn. When we get to that spot, this is just very, very quickly, with both the bag of stuff present and at that spot, I kind of want to put my hand there and use my last check of divine sense for the day to see if it did any desecration of the area.
Okay, there's a step that has to happen before that.
Oh, okay.
You get to that gate, and the drowned rats are there, which is, by the way, where they were supposed to be. And you see 6 of them currently, 3 up top on the gate, and then the other 3 down below, sort of inspecting the gate and the wall, and looks like maybe setting up traps, perhaps.
Hmm.
And the one who's sitting on the wall, you recognize. Sorry, one of the 3 sitting on the wall, you recognize as something that is on a different page. Hang on.
That's a complicated name, but all right.
Yep, it is. It's an ancient tribal name, passed down from. Anyway, Sander Larson, who is the Drowned Rat's second in command. Oi, lamplighters!
Well, just doing a quick investigation of something. We won't be here but a moment.
Sure. Hey, you seen Lucky?
He was looking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took us a minute to get over here. We got tripped up along the way. Have you noticed that like all the people in this town are fucking weird?
Oh, it's the
Do
water.
not drink the water.
Don't.
Okay.
Boil it or purify it.
We didn't get that note initially. That explains a couple things. Okay.
Like,
They'll be fine.
Did the people of the town set upon you? What are you talking about?
No, when we were making our way from the front gate to here, we ran into like a bunch of the normal, I don't know, the citizens, I guess.
Sure.
They all had this kind of like dead-eyed look on their faces. One of our medics thought maybe they were dehydrated. So, took them over to one of the wells, started trying to get them all to drink water. They did, but in order to like get them to, our medics had to like to prove to them that it, seemed like it was fine.
oh boy. I hope you're cool with having a healer that doesn't give a shite, because that's what you got now.
I don't think. I don't think they took him down a well.
What are-
Withengar may be affecting the wells. They're pulling the well water. It might not have been they're going to take me down a well. It was more of a
Withengar is the reason why the well water is tainted.
yes.
Heavens
So,
preserve us.
how do you make that stop?
No, you kill its source.
Withengar?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right.
I'm with you. No. That's the right face you should be making, Dinah. Good.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yes.
Just,
We'll
Right,
cast out
sometimes my
evil
face does
a
that
bit
thing.
later. Are your
Okay.
people okay? Otherwise,
Yeah, they should be, and I'm sure that we can.
Invigorate?
Fuck. I gotta check on a couple of things. So hey, what can we do for you?
no. I just need to go look at a patch of dirt, feel things and confer with my colleague here, and then we'll depart.
Oh. Yeah, sure. Mind if I come with you? If we're going to be guarding this gate, I'd like to know, if there's some shit out there.
We'll report back.
With all the shit that we run into,
Also,
might be a good idea. Especially because they're still looking for head count, by the way. And they were a little upset that you're not accounted for yet.
Oh, well, we're here now. Once we find Lucky, we'll let him know what happened.
keeping an eye on this gate and making sure this town is secure with everything it's been through, I'm sure it'll be a comfort to whatever citizens have their wits about them that are left anyway.
Oh,
This will take
Evelyn
all of
still-
a moment.
Right,
We waste
Ivan.
time with you conversing here.
Real?
Stay here. By the time we get back, just
Yeah, that's fine.
I try
That's
to move
fine.
past him.
He doesn't stop you. He actually turns as you walk past him. He says, "Open it," and they open the gate for you guys.
How is the child still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
She doesn't drink water. Maybe she drinks booze. Oh, like a young me.
Might not affect the young.
A certain saturation level required. Like if they drink
Purity
it
of
long
heart
enough, maybe?
that protects them, perhaps.
Possibly.
So I'm pulling up that cloak.
I don't have much to go on.
The cloak might be
No,
long or
no.
short on you, depending.
You're tall as fuck, right?
She's like 5'6", 5'7".
Oh. Okay, we're about the same height, actually.
Oh, good. Then it fits you all nice.
Yeah.
There's just a big gray ruff, mantle.
Oh yeah, no,
mantle.
yes. Your sergeant is well roughed at the moment, and she's moving through the gate. Does that seem strange to anyone else? Like, as soon as we're out of earshot.
Yes.
I've had a long day. Perhaps my perception is skewed, but that seemed very strange.
Yeah, I find more and more my trust circle gets smaller with everything going on.
That may be wise.
Is it weird because they weren't in the right spot? Or is it weird because of... Why is that weird?
Both of them saying that they were trying to find each other. The very thin excuse of "we got held up." He also felt very confused at several moments. Might have been the water.
Strangely insistent as well that he come along with us.
I mean,
I'm not saying that we should be worried that our comrades are going to stab us in the back. I'm just saying we should probably keep our eyes very open right now. Again, apologies, Grant.
To provide a little bit of context for you, the Drowned Rat's general reputation is... the feeling in the camp is that if there is ever going to be a group that falls to demonic possession, it will be them.
Wow!
Not because they're
Money's on
fans of demons or anything like that, but because but simply because they consistently deal with the worst of the worst.
Sure.
And are willing to make bodily sacrifices in order to take out their overall goal, right? Pyrrhic victories are still victories for them.
is there a high turnover rate in members in that group?
In that particular group especially, yes.
Oh, man. I could have ended up in that group. That would have been bad. Before. In the before times.
And a long ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Before the Empire.
So you head back out to where the sort of
Thing blew up.
overly large divot.
Landing.
It's just a
Yes.
China-shaped hole in, some stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you can plainly make out there's the left cheek, there's the right cheek.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the area where it exploded into all these seeds.
Well, yes. Is there anything that remains of it? Because I basically threw magic thermite on it and then also shattered it. So
Which was dope.
what's left pieces wise?
Some scrap.
There was
if you-
meat bits in there too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a meter melon.
I don't like that.
a fleshalope.
Oh, that's
Fleshalope.
even worse. Okay,
Fleshalope.
you found a way to make it worse. Congratulations.
Yeah, you win.
A flesh.
So, so yeah,
Thinking of
so
like
there.
the gatekeeper from XCOM.
You
but,
can't?
Man.
So you're able to find remains. None of the fleshy bits are actually still there. It's everything left is charred, seared, otherwise just completely carbonized. For about 10 feet around the center point. Hang on. Blah 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 blah. Passive. Chloris, you do find something glinting just at the edge of the blast zone.
It looks like there's still something over here, and she's going to mold earth around it, so she's not touching anything, but she's trying to excavate the area around it to make it more accessible.
So you find a small black faceted jewel in the shape of a plant seed.
Oh, I thought there were chunks of metal in the other one. Or is this one
they
different?
were. This one's different.
Yeah, this is almost like a fetish in effigy, perhaps.
How long's it been since we walked out here? Do you think it's been an hour?
If you want it to be an hour, it can be an hour if that's what it needs to be in order for you to do some cool
It
shit.
would need to be under an hour so that my eye would still be active.
However long you want it to be, it's been. I'm perfectly willing
You
to
can
say
do
that
the
it's
thing.
been, let's say, 45 minutes.
Okay, so detect magic still being up. Taking
Yeah.
a closer look at it.
There's definitely magic on this thing. There is, since you know the schools better than I do, there's like plant growth magic, crops magic. Might just be life sphere.
Green. Green.
Yeah, there is green magic here. Look, if we,
Think that's evocation?
you know what, I might describe a lot of things to you from this point forward using the 5 colors of magic because fuck it, that's the setting.
I mean, you're not.
I wouldn't stop you.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
So-
for
It's
those of
really
us who
super
don't know
weird
the
that they
setting.
don't use that in any of the books.
I know, it's crazy. You find that it is emanating a strong combination of black and green magic together, mostly green.
Sorry.
I believe that might be technically if it looks like it's
If it's-
designed to summon a thing, like summon plants, make plants grow. That's transmutation, but it's got necromantic, entropic vibes to it as well.
Yep.
Okay. With one hand on my holy symbol and the other just sort of spread out a little bit in front of me, I close my eyes and, again, with the divine sense.
This shit's desecrated. Everything underneath the ash, for some ways, and out about 20 feet around, has been desecrated.
Great.
Also, the seeds in Grant's pocket or pouch or whatever he's got them in, and the little black jewel as well are giving off weak but still demonic vibes.
Great.
With a pair of Smith's tongs,
Tongs are back.
Grant will pick up the jewel, prepare a separate bag, put the separate bag off and put that in there. I could take a small amount of time to identify these.
The more we know, the better. We're in a situation where whatever those are, it's faint, but there is still unholy power inside them.
You don't have to tell me twice. He puts his bag down, starts unfolding It's like a wooden. At first, you would think it's a Ouija board, a spirit board, but then he starts clamping shit onto it that are lenses, and there's focusing crystals, and there's piping that gets screwed in, so that there is just a whole bunch of like auger arrays, all pointed at what would be the center of said spirit board. It'd take me about 10 minutes, give or take. Sits down, puts the first piece into it, and starts fiddling. And ritual casting identify, so we can roleplay while he's doing it. He doesn't need like full unbroken concentration to do it.
Is it general consensus that it is coincidence that before we even left this town, we had a bit of a concern that one of the errant wing had been magically affected to lose their spirit, their will to do, much akin to what we're seeing with these citizens here. I know we just mentioned distrust and all, but
I tend not to believe in coincidences, no. That's an excellent point, Cloris.
I had mentioned that before, hadn't I?
yes, you did, Grant. So to bring that point forward, when interacting with the rest of the group outside of us, we might want to be a little careful with what we offer if we're concerned about a pre-existing rot amongst things.
Are you suggesting that you don't want me talking to anyone?
I know that that's quite a stretch.
We're suggesting discretion and a seeking of the truth, Grant. Two things I know you're very familiar with.
My preferred form of communication, honestly.
Oh, so I'm fucking confused. I know, surprise. But like the water to me just makes people not care. Which means that if someone comes over here going, I want your town for myself, they'll just be like, yeah, right. That's what's his fuck was probably expecting, right?
You can go bold, yes.
Yeah, that fucking too early in the fucking morning. Anyway.
It doesn't seem like I wouldn't put my chips in it that the two are connected.
I'm more just saying that, like, I don't think anybody that drinks the water is a danger unless it's just to themselves about doing stupid shit or not doing anything, period. It just kind of makes them not care.
We aren't fully aware of the full capabilities of those who have enchantment over those who drink the water.
My concern is also, yes, the water has a certain known effect, but if we possibly saw that same effect on, I believe, coal it was? Is it coal, right? If we saw that...
Matthias Cole.
Matthias
Yes.
Cole. If we saw that similar effect in coal way before we even reached this place, is somebody else intervening with that? How is it that coal, if they are connected, thought exercise, how is it that someone was connected before we got here? If we are assuming the water is the main source.
Someone from here sent a message to us to call us in so that we would investigate the problem. Said person was also made known to whoever wants to do this enchantment to the town, and therefore decided to disrupt our capabilities of helping. As a possibility.
How do you help people who don't want to be helped? Angelica, what do you think?
Grant took the words out of my mouth. It's on both fronts. I think it's entirely possible we had someone who who worked sabotage the moment we entered into a contract with them. After all, we were sent ahead, but arrangements had already been made. Maybe something was leaked. And yes, we should be wary. Anything that can affect the mind in one way, you always have to be worried what other ways it can affect the mind.
They were worried about their
Blind people are
intercepted.
very suggestible.
That is a good point too, yes.
So.
Shit. Well.
Also, remember, the town, we assume, wasn't always not caring for protection, not caring about anything in the world because of the water.
It's self-sustaining
In
nature.
the kids all help. The sunbursters are fun and very helpful.
They are,
So
but the
my little
Sunbursters aren't
shadow
who
is
contacted the
Real excited about this.
errant wing.
No, that'd be terribly cliche.
What?
What are you thinking, Grant?
Don't. I'm going to say something that sounds incredibly storybook
Oh,
and
sort of.
Camp- good story.
campfire side, but those who are affected by the water, those who drink it, the only ones who have been unaffected are those filled with life. An exuberance of it. Children, youth, and
Drunks.
stew.
Drunks.
Then by that
Jovial
Then I'll be fine.
stew.
by that logic, would expecting mothers be immune? How's their
Would I
birth
be
rate?
allowed to test something?
Absolutely under no circumstances, Grant.
Up.
But
Thank you.
Spirit
all I'm
board,
expecting
Grant.
is
Keep
a
it focused.
drink when we get back. That's all I'm expecting.
Not the
that's
water.
all that's required? Wow, Tony, you should have a higher price than that. It's just, you're going to be laid off for so long if that's all it takes.
Donna walks away.
I tried the joke, did it not work?
And just
Okay.
Don't
she's
wander
just like,
far.
She just turns and is like fucking out and just starts keeping patrol. But
We're
in
on the
earshot.
outside of the. It's good call. Keep an eye out for the slavering hordes of the undead, because we're on the outside of the wall, right? We're just outside it.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's a question then, because that means if I turn around and look at the wall, does it still have the cool webbing on it?
Yeah.
That is impressive work, by the way.
Well, Dinah was able to distract the kids long enough for me not to scar them and traumatize the rest of their lives early.
I was too
Children are more resilient
preoccupied.
than you might think.
Speaking of traumatizing things, and
I love that. Please start every sentence with that.
something I want to point out that I didn't previously, although frankly it would have taken you a moment really to notice. If you're looking at, let's say, a piece of a coral bed, right? You may well have an experience in which you initially believe yourself to be looking at a group of plants, leafy frond things, and other, vegetation-looking organisms. But the longer you stare at it, the more you eventually realize that no, everything is moving. Everything is animate. Little tendrils are grasping for things. Even the stalks are sort of swaying slightly against the current. The blackened, charred ground that you've all been standing on has a similar effect.
I will say for the record, I doubt it matters, but the moment I detected what it was, Angelica would have taken enough steps back to be out of the radius.
Sure, and in fact, if all of you want to say that you did that, that's fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't
so
have
that you're
sat
not
down
sitting
on
there doing
desecrated
a-
ground to do that.
Yeah. That's
I'm a
That's
paladin.
totally
It's like,
magic
oh,
here.
that's unholy? No, I don't stand on that.
Yeah. I'm fine with the moment, because I said before that it was the moment I said it was desecrated. I'm fine with you all going, all right, 20 feet back.
Oh, no.
Like that's
No,
fine.
thank you.
But that circle, the charred area and the uncharred area around it that is all still part of that same desecrated position, the grass, the pebbles, the gravel, snails, worms, an unusually large number, in fact, of arthropods of various shapes and sizes and colors are sort of bustling in that area. They are moving, they are writhing. The bugs are not moving with any specific purpose. There are a bunch of what look, for example, like overgrown ants with sort of rust-colored bodies that are not carrying things or operating in an orderly fashion, but rather are moving in a kind of a spiral around the radius of this desecrated area. And as they're moving, they will like pick up a pebble, drag it a ways, and then drop it. And it's all moving very, very slowly, but it is all moving.
Anyway, cool webbing. You always hide your best work. Tell me you're not ashamed of it.
Oh, no, not ashamed. I just find that normal people in the towns I go through aren't exactly welcoming of the woman who can change her body into a giant spider or wolf, or it's jarring.
No, people are slow to accept change, and certainly yours is faster than most, I suppose.
It's loud.
But it is a wonder.
If we didn't have the fortune fate system, I would give you an inspiration for that.
I was just staring at all the desecrated shit, just watching everything move, going, no, that was really badass. The fact that you can do that was really cool. I totally peeked over my shoulder while you were turning into a spider. It was neat.
Oh, usually I would ask people not to watch that, but I'm glad that it was, I don't know. She kind of peers into the web, trying to see if anything was caught in it. I don't know how useful it was, but, well, it was an attempt.
A fuck of a lot of flies, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry,
how hungry
mosquitoes.
are
You're
you?
in a swamp.
Never hungry enough.
That's good. It's a local mosquito population.
Okay, so two things at this point. One, it's been an actual 10 minutes or so, so Grant, your ritual thingy happens. But two, everyone but Grant, if you could all give me a perception check, active perception check.
Well,
Grant, you're focused on other stuff.
real fast. I'll be right back.
15.
Okay.
16.
14.
Nice.
Hey, we're a little ladder.
So all three of you actually, as you're sort of staring at the ground, waiting for Grant to finish what he's working on, like a pop art image, you know, those magic eye posters where you kind of just have to like let your eyes go slack for you to be able to see, you know, whatever the thing is. It's a schooner. Over time, you begin to recognize what is now becoming an all too familiar image. The various bugs and other critters are moving the grass, blades of grass, and fallen leaves, and bits of gravel, seemingly at random. But watching over time, the sigil of Withengar begins to take shape in the ground in this radius.
No, it doesn't. The second Cloris starts seeing what they're crafting, she just shoves their entire art piece to one side, molding the earth. No.
Like an Etch-a-Sketch.
She Etch-a-Sketch is like in emotion. What the fuck?
Is that Rose? I was about to like hoist someone on my shoulders to be like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? But
There we go.
oh, Is that what Angelica's doing? Does she just have her symbol?
Yeah. She just sees that and it's just like, that ain't right.
Without looking,
Ah.
Dinah is also going to try to grab Angelica's symbol of absence. Just like, oh no, but has no idea where her hand's gonna land.
Oh, good.
You
We're
try to
awesome.
decide if that should be a if that should be a sleight of hand roll for Dinah or a dex save for Angelica.
Do you
I
rather
wouldn't
have-
stop her.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm just watching it, but addressing. Good thinking, Cloris.
I hate this.
She like squats down
Yeah.
low and looks at where, you know, some of the pebbles had been moved and is watching to see if they're all going to the left to pick up where to bring the things back or not, or if they're just.
So it is very, very slow, but they are continuing in the path that they were continuing. So anything that was on the desecrated area that you say maybe moved out of the zone, they don't go attempt to pick up again. But they are continuing to slowly move in their spiral pattern and like pick up tiny gravel and move it, 20 inches that way, or, pick up this blade of grass and like rotate it and then keep moving.
I'm gonna open my little pouch on my belt and pull out one of my vials of holy water and dunk, dump, 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 and just very quietly saying a prayer, like a very formal, very, in her light, blessed be her, glory, for she watches over us, etc. Amen. Just to see if anything happens. I don't have a spell here. I don't have a special thing. I'm just.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do
being a
you
church
have
lady.
the ability to consecrate?
As far as I can tell, that's not a thing.
Yes,
So-
it is. The
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
ceremony spell. And paladins
Ceremony
do
has
have it.
consecrate?
It's
No,
Yep.
I know I have it, but one, I don't have it prepped, and two, I can bless water, do a funeral rite, wedding, dedication, coming of age, and atonement. I didn't see anything in there about consecrating.
Boom,
Like,
you
Like
can
a
also
booze
consecrate
I
shit.
drank.
That's nuts. Hang on.
It's on page 151 of Xanathar's.
One of the
according to my
many
notes.
spells that paladins have is used to create holy ground.
That's what I was thinking too, but I'm coming up bupkis. Not that it matters. I don't have any spell points right now anyway. Like, I can't actually cast anything, so that's largely a intellectual exercise regardless. I'm just kind of like, well, what do I have on me now? Water.
Angelica, if we're worried.
Go with Avacyn's, child.
Okay, yeah. So I'm actually. Okay, I will look this up later. I know that you have the capacity to do it, although you may not currently, and that's
Yeah.
fine. You pour holy water on it, and the ground pours forth. Wow, pours forth an oily Icarus, like a slimy black smoke, acrid smells of sulfur and burning rubber. As the ground that you pour the holy water on literally bubbles. These tar-like belches that build up and then pop, splashing just more Icarus black gunk in a radius around them. You empty the holy water, you say your prayer, but you know that didn't do enough.
5th level spell, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Hallow.
I definitely don't have those.
No, you get them eventually.
Okay.
And clerics might get them sooner.
Clerics definitely get it sooner, but... Oh, wow. No. Paladins don't have access to Hallow. You cannot make holy
There you
ground.
Okay, well, I'm going to say for the purposes of the setting, you will eventually get access to Hallow, because that's nonsense. But I'm fine with you not necessarily having it yet.
My god is an awesome god, but not that awesome.
They're not listening.
She's busy now.
Get a dial
Your
tone.
prayer could not be completed as dialed. All available
Yes, I'll
members of the
accept
host
charges.
are currently engaged.
So, Grant,
Okay.
you finished your ritual as the rest of them are noticing that the ground is fucked, basically.
It's gross.
And just to
So
just to
educated.
briefly,
That's the educated analysis. This ground is fucked.
That's
that's the technical term.
Professor Dinah says this ground is fucked.
Just to briefly reiterate what you would have seen as they started freaking out about it, but you were concentrating on your spell at the time. All of the bugs in the unholy area are slowly moving in spirals and altering the loose bits on the ground to create the sigil of Withengar. Chloris Etch-a-Sketch erased the area with Move Earth, but they are continuing to do their work.
Okay. Only sanctifying it might fix it, or doing enough something to it. There's ways.
Yeah. You have finished casting Identify.
That I have.
So, what would you like to do?
Well, I need it's Identify, so it's all of its information as a magic item.
Is there a specific order that you want to go in, for example? What's the first thing you want to try to identify?
Oh, I have to do them one at a time, so I was identifying the jewel first, and then I was going to do the shard. One of the metal pieces second. Assuming all the metal pieces are the same.
Okay.
They all look like metal pumpkin seeds.
Yeah. Okay. So, here's what you find. The jewel is a wondrous item that, when ingested in any way, increases the host's ability to plant and care for demonic and undead plant life. So it basically gives them a black thumb, effectively. They get advantage on any skill checks used to breed, plant, raise, or harvest what we can just go ahead and call evil plants.
Advantage on all associated checks. Got it. And it needs to be ingested?
Mm-hmm. It is also temporary. It lasts for a week.
Half-life 1 week. Got it.
And then rather than having you sit around for another 10 minutes, I'm fine with us...
saying that they were both on there at the same time?
Yeah. So you're checking the seeds?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, evil wondrous item. When planted, will take 1d4 days to... when planted on desecrated ground, takes 1d4 days to sprout, and then an additional d8 days to grow to full size, after which it will bear and drop its fruit, which are small-sized undead creatures. And you're not 100% sure what form they take, but you know that they have the climb ability.
I don't like that.
Yeah, nah, dog. Nothing that's small and climbs is good.
But you
We've
just
already
said
fought spiders.
did really a wonderful job, but okay.
Listen. You're one of the good ones. All other spiders? No, thank you.
Undead crawling monster fruit. Great.
Please don't call me that.
You're not undead.
You're
don't
living monster fruit.
You just goth. There is a difference.
Oh. Okay then. Well, it was very good that we were able to destroy this before it made its way to its final destination.
What form of corruption would it
Oh,
have
fuck.
taken?
Sorry, I apologize. It's got one extra line. If planted in non-desecrated ground, has a 10% chance per day for 7 days to turn the ground it is on, to desecrate the ground it's on within a 5-foot radius. After 7 days, if it hasn't done that, it will dissolve and be worthless.
10% over 7 days. Thanks, Mr. Gygax.
Yeah.
I got the percentile rolls in the bag. I may as well use them for something.
Yeah, exactly. We're White Wolf players. We have all these fucking D10s around.
All right. 10% every 7 days.
10% per day for 7 days.
Every
So 10,
day
10, 10, 10, 10.
1
For
plus
7
2 plus 2
days.
plus 1.
to desecrate. So we might have missed a few.
No, because you watched when it was dropped. Oh, you mean you might have missed a few seeds?
Yeah.
Possibly. You know,
No way to
I
tell.
mean, you could.
I had a
Yeah.
decent roll, I will say, for scooping.
Yes. Yeah.
Scoopy.
The art of scoop.
Scoop.
Scoop. Yeah.
To scoop.
Danger
Like 2
scoop.
scoops of evil raisins.
Well, remind me to tell you the story of the
Yes.
evil son.
Oh
The
man.
2 scoops.
Yeah, 2 scoops. We'll share this joke with you. You're huffing and puffing. What is it?
Well, it was very good that we were able to stop this before it landed. Well, where it's intended. The desecration I can't speak to exactly, but I do know that this sack and small demonic homunculi with a penchant for crawling would sprout forth from these. Whereas this looks like a sort of control gem for whoever wallows it. I'm thinking that the creature that was inside the massive meatball had this in them, and upon destroying it, it knocked it out.
So it was intended to be its gardener.
Yes. So we have a bunch of fell fruit and the seed to create a gardener.
And that garden would produce climbing fruit. Do we need to check the perimeter to make sure that was the only thing that fell?
I believe if this had been fired, if any more of these had made their way toward us, we would have seen them.
Towards us, yeah, but town's pretty sizable and we weren't looking every direction at once.
We ask questions then.
The captain has people on the walls. We'll make sure to get word out. Keep an eye out for these things. Can they be destroyed readily?
Would I know that?
No, you have information about the thing itself, but the information about the thing it creates is a little spottier.
I could.
Oh, no. I'm not worried about killing the things that come out of it. I'm worried about killing the seed.
The seed itself. Is there a way to destroy the
Yeah.
seeds?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The face
If
hugger I
you
can just stab. It's the egg. I have no idea.
plant the seeds in consecrated holy ground, and they will fizzle.
Ah.
We do still have the matter of fixing gestures towards the sand art creation.
Oh. Well, that's concerning.
Deeply.
I have only one idea, but I'm open to hearing other thoughts.
What's your thought?
This is beyond my ability to
Aggressive
concentrate.
shoveling?
Yes, get to it, Grant. Give it a whirl. Let's see how it goes. No?
Focus, people.
Sorry.
What's your thought, Cloris?
The only thing that I could do to try and help, a bit of moonlight, a touch of my gods of radiance. If Avacyn is reticent to help in this moment.
Well, I don't see why not giving it a go might...
It would be the last thing I could do for today before even I need some time.
That's one more thing that I'm prepared to do.
A nap?
No. But...
It
Mm.
It needs to be under moonlight. There's no
Please
other way.
bring forth your light of moon death, whatever it is that you're going
Light
to
of
do.
moon death. The sound of
I am not.
the longest sigh. A sigh that sounds like the spirit is escaping the mouth.
Quick, Grant, capture it.
No!
Give me a moment. I have a bottle for that.
You're like a cat! You
I
will not
just-
have my breath.
I just got back from the little girl's bush. What the fuck is happening right now?
They have a gendered rubbery?
I don't know, maybe?
I am reticent to come out here under the light of the moon, but if you, Cloris, think that you can do something about this unholy abomination, we can stand guard for you while you do it.
I could.
We'll come back at
try.
nightfall.
Otherwise, no, that's not necessary. I bring Nightfall with me. It's fine. That's not my concern. Usually I'm better at fixing the damage once it's happened. I could regrow what's been lost, but all I could do is with a little brute force bring some radiance to the area. You know what I mean?
No, but
Cool.
I have
I mean,
complete faith in you.
I learn more by someone demonstrating if you'd like to demonstrate.
I mean, player-wise, I just have radiant damage and moonbeam that can literally just fucking stay there.
Yeah, and it can go for as long as she concentrates for up to a minute.
Yeah, like scorched earth. Fucking. That's all I got. It's like outside meta-wise.
Again, like I have literally nothing else I can do. If you think it'll do something, I will not stop you. And as evidenced,
All right. Well,
Angelica believes in you completely. She has complete
Considering-
confidence in you.
if I remember what I had before, because I'm having to do that, I'll cast it at 4th level, and that's literally all my mana for the day. Oh, I got a math. Dinah, no math. That's our nemesis.
Fuck Dynamath.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Vampires have a weakness to math.
I do. They gotta count all the little. They got OCD.
Honestly, that would probably make them better at math.
Probably had to
So
count fan mail.
at this point, you have about 3 more hours before you have to go debrief.
Okay, I need a minute. Literally 1 minute.
1 minute of moonbeam.
Yeah, we'll ascertain if it's useful or not. And Boris will walk over to the circle, the sigil, whatever it is at this point. Get down on her knees, slide her hands deep into the ground once more. And as she looks up, her eyes cloud out like stormy skies and turn to darkness. There's little pinpoints of light that look like stars there. And she's brought her night. And from that night, a moon in the sky comes forward. And a shaft of moonlight will slowly just descend upon that area. For a minute! And it is 4d10 per turn, right?
So that's like 10
Yeah.
turns of burning.
How do you want to do that?
I'm not going to bother making you roll the dice. Either the effect is going to work or it's not. Real fast though, I do want to know. So you say you placed your hands in the ground. I recognize that this is just a somatic component, and it's not
Flavor.
like. Right, but so are you putting your hands into the desecrated
The
earth
edge.
or
The
the edge around it?
Yes.
Okay. As you put your hands under the dirt, like you can feel where the desecrated portion is. Similar to the nervous to the nerve reaction you get down your spine when you realize that you have taken a big gulp of rancid milk. That is the sensation you get from your fingertips as they come close to the desecrated area.
Here we go. Rancid milk through the fingertips.
But you feel the moon channel from you, and as you absolutely blast the fuck out of this area, I'm trying to think for a second. It resists and resists and resists until it isn't anymore. The bugs and other creepy crawlies that were in the area cease to move before they're eventually burned away. The char section, it as well, is burned away, as is the plant life. You burn through with holy light about 2 inches down. And in that time, the desecrated enchantment falls away, disintegrating under the continual bombardment of holy light.
Well done.
Right, that was cool.
Holy light, matter of fact.
I'm very blind. But I know that I have to say thank you, but my screen's blurry. Thank you.
Oh, Irish Gordo just donated $100.
Oh,
Gordo!
Shit, thank you, Gordo. Fuck.
Gordo, thank you so much.
Good to have you back.
Thank you. Making your presence known.
Thank you.
Let him know.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
She brings her hands back and is idly pulling some of the soil out from under her nails.
Impressive. Imagine if you had actually focused it with some kind of a lens or refracting crystal.
don't listen to him. That was stunning. Thank you.
Sometimes it's like aphids in your garden. Sometimes some things need to be burned away before you can try and bring it back.
Johnny gets
Or more
very
like than you
quiet
might realize
at that
then.
sentence.
So Chloris is a ladybug.
Oh.
Trevor James and the Giant Peach and the Ladybug. Anyway.
Oh my god, I have not thought about that in a hot goddamn minute.
You're welcome.
Wow. It should be okay now.
Looking at the scorched earth, is there any evidence of the Withengar symbol anymore?
No. There is no evidence really of anything anymore.
Hmm.
It's just brown dirt, almost uniformly dry, uniformly like even in height. It stands out from the area around it as just being this circle of nothing.
All right, then. We've been outside the walls far longer than I'm comfortable with. Grant, if you have your information.
Yes. All we need to do is plant these in holy ground, which this place seems to be rather bereft of.
Well, talk to some of the other clerics in the camp then. See what we can get going. Good work, everyone.
For what it's worth, by the way, with regard to talking to some of the other clerics, you would know that, I apologize, the leader of the Hammer, Idzi Volkov, is a cleric.
Okay,
So you'll be seeing him soon enough, presumably.
for sure.
I'm gonna use the lady bush
The lady bush.
I hate that.
By the way, if it's got pink flowers, considering the timeline, it's way too early. You haven't done the switch yet. You used
Should
the
have.
wrong bathroom.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Damn you, Macy's.
Of course, we're on Innistrad.
Yeah, all of the flowers are sort of a sickly pale yellow.
I mean, and also their weird timeline of what colors assigned to what gender may also not line up with that of us on this little ball of dirt in space. Is all
The
true.
bush was green. It was just green.
Yeah.
There might have been berries.
You
I
should
don't
get
know.
that checked.
Boys on Innistrad get, I don't know, orange.
Grant!
Girls get gunmetal.
My best buddy over here, Grant.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so there's about a half hour left of the game, and you have options. So things that you could be doing right now are preparing for the debrief by whatever means, frankly, you prefer. You could also be doing that while, say, eating a meal and resting around the campfire that surely has been set up by now. You could.
I mean, I know what I want to do, but roll through your options, please.
Yeah. You could, if you really wanted to push it, go try to have like some kind of meeting with Andrus ahead of time, or meet with really just about anybody, like any one person ahead of time. You could probably do. Or you could try to run down any one lead if you really particularly want to like push your pace. But I will point out that, as you're all well aware of, it's been a minute. You're all pretty much tapped out on most of your resources. And one thing that I will say is that I will be enforcing levels of exhaustion for not resting at least once every 24 hours or so.
I just want to talk to somebody.
Yeah, we're
I just want to talk to Dinah.
Yep,
That's all I wanna do.
all that's super doable.
sitting and eating a meal is our plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want Dinah
I
hangry.
should-
She's got a rage left. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, on your way back through the gate, you are once again met by Sander Larson, the second in command of the Drowned Rats, who says, "Hey, a couple of guys with yellow tabards came by.
Reversers. Yeah.
They gave us a bunch of booze. Is this safe?"
Drink in moderation, but as I look over Grant, probably.
If you can purify it, it would still be preferred.
Yeah,
Have you already had some, Grant?
I'm tired.
It's been a very long day, Grant. Yes, I agree.
Okay. Otherwise, your path back is unmitigated. There's no one who pops out. You are not waylaid by bandits. It's
Must defend yourself.
yes, exactly.
While we're walking back,
Sure.
Grant would be holding a little bit of the tail of the group, eyeballing Dinah's back, not backside,
Yes.
yeah.
her back.
Not her fabulous haunches. Got it.
We're gonna ask about the fucking sword. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Would I be able to identify anything off of that? Not identify the spell.
Yeah.
But
Lowercase.
Give
lowercase
me,
identify arcana, something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give me an Arcana check.
I do have a whole description for what that sword looks like.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think you're about to give it to us.
Yep.
You're not getting out of this episode without telling me something. There's a half an hour left. I am learning something about the fucking sword. I will be good and goddamned we get through this episode. I still haven't learned what the deal with the sword is in some capacity.
So nothing escapes my notice. I'm going to flash of genius on this too. So that's 20 on the die, plus 4 for my intelligence, plus 3 for my skill, and plus another 4 for my flash of genius. So 31.
How many times can you flash of genius? Holy shit!
4 times a day.
What the fuck did you do?
Nice.
Dinah,
Your coat.
first off, don't
Investigating with
flash
her
us.
sword.
I said, first off, don't flash us because terms of service.
And only that.
Nope. I shall not look.
Dilophosaurus.
But
Dinosaur.
secondly, Dinah, if you would please read, I guess, everything you have about your sword.
Alright. Well, as far as the look of the sword is concerned, it is a... Basically, I'm going to compare it to a sword that some sword aficionados might be aware of. It looks more like a claymore, like a Scottish claymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On the pommel of it
Mhm.
is a stylized lion head that
Mhm.
almost seems like a Celtic or Norse knotted version of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the handguard, it is intricate metal work to look like 2 eagle wings. And etched into the blade as it goes down, it looks like black spruce and pine branches
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that work a ways down the blade and then disappears into the sheath that she has it in.
It actually has a scabbard.
Yep.
A claymore with a scabbard.
It's a short one, but it's there. She wrapped her back. She's
Is
just...
it a scabbard or a frog? Like it's a thing that you put it in to hold it onto you, but does it cover the whole blade, or does it
covers
just
only
cover
a
enough of it to
section-
hold it to you?
It only covers like a section like this.
Oh, it's an unlimbering. It's
She has it on her back and needs to be able to get that shit out.
it's
So-
a traveling thing, not specifically what you would wear in combat. In our world, this is fantasy world where you can have a claymore on your back and just
Yep.
It's not really how it
Yeah.
was done, but
But-
yeah, okay, I got you now, so I can see most of the
Yeah,
blade.
like
Okay.
a frog. Yeah.
Now
Which I said.
magically
Yeah. No, I'm repeating it to
understanding,
make people heard it.
knowing where
It got spoke over.
stuff comes from in terms of ghosts and spirits and shite like that.
Mhm.
Is there anything specific on the blade that I would notice about that? Has it been marked? Has it been given some kind of imbued kind of thing to it?
Well, you rolled a fucking 20?
30?
31.
31.
31 total.
31.
All right.
Give up your secrets.
Reveal your secret.
Meat-
At
Reveal
least
your
it is-
secrets, meat woman.
That is anything that's readily fucking Christ on a pogo stick. That's readily viewable on the fucking sword.
Am I getting a note passed to me for this?
No, I have to write down reveal your secrets,
secrets,
meat
meat
woman.
That's important.
That's very important to me.
Yeah.
Alright, well, first of all,
Give it up,
what you
Lady
can
Boys.
kind of figure out from looking at this sword is that the handguard being the eagle wings is the Stensian eagle.
Okay.
Mm.
The lion on the pommel matches something else you might have seen for 2 seconds, which is the shield.
Gotcha. Are there any... Is there bone or sinew or any kind of organic parts attached to this blade?
Besides what she cleaved off of enemies earlier.
Clean
No.
your fucking weapon.
It's not Soul Edge. What the fuck?
Just making sure.
No.
Didn't know if it was like tied
But
to
the
it or something
soul
like that.
still burns.
Nope. You can tell it's
Okay.
been used but well cared for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
And You've also seen when her ancestral guardians return, one of them specifically goes into the sword.
So we're walking along, and from behind you, you hear, so, did you kill them with the sword, or were they somehow familiar with it beforehand?
Man, Avison's name.
That it stops. And just sits for a second.
I walk 2.5 more steps and then stop, my face still in my hands.
And just
Grant doesn't mean subtle.
he's tall.
No, yeah, it means tall,
It means
not
tall.
subtle.
It doesn't mean subtle.
No.
This has been established in prior episodes. It is canon.
She turns on the balls of her feet, so it's a very sharp turnaround. And goes, I'm sorry, what?
Please don't kill him.
I was curious. You have bound spirits. I know there's several ways to bind them to an item. It doesn't look like there's anything specifically necroalchemical about what you're using, so I assumed it was haunted. Most hauntings come from either death by a weapon, or they were familiar with the weapon beforehand.
The sword belonged to Lewis.
Who's Lewis?
Wait, what? I thought Lewis is your.
Obviously, you are making reference to something else, as that's not possible. So, I'll make a deal with you then.
Hmm.
Show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
Just looks at the pack. I assume you still carry.
Oh,
it
he
around
always has it. He always has that
like
fucking
a
thing on him.
treasure goblin. Fuck. Just
He doesn't have much strength because it's all into carrying that thing. Like, he doesn't have strength to spare.
Yeah, he's always
Yeah,
fucking
for
tired.
some reason, like you would normally expect someone who gets that much exercise to get stronger over time, but it's just too much weight that instead it's just like he's constantly not fatigued, and that's the best he can do.
I don't have a strength bonus, but I do have a +5 to schlep.
fair enough. That's an important bonus. Dinah slowly approaches with very pointed footsteps. Very purposeful and loud. And gets right up in Grant's face. Goes, I'll tell you what. If you show me yours, and Angelica shows me hers, and Cloris shows me hers, then I'll show you all mine.
Oh, what?
It's just a hat, my dear. Nothing particularly special about it.
We all have to have something of interest, and that's different and special about all of us, because we're all special. But
I don't know what your family taught you, but that is certainly not the motto. Okay. Is there something specific you need to know about everyone here?
literally anything.
Oh, it's like a truth or dare share corner.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take that. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll do that. And then I will tell you anything you want to know about the sword and the shield and my guardians. Deal?
Deal.
Horace looks over to Angelica with this panicked, like,
You needn't tell them anything that you're uncomfortable sharing. But I would love to know how long you've been shapeshifting.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, that's one.
I will point out, I made an agreement on my end. Floris, do you acquiesce to this?
Request?
or I'll share something with you, I guess.
No.
I have nothing to hide.
Well, fine then. We'll start with you, if you are free to discuss first then.
Just to pause the conversation to move the scene forward a little bit, you've made your way back to the camp.
Walkie,
the
talkie,
tents,
talkie.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. The tents are set up. and there is something smelling of meat, vegetables, and perhaps some grain boiling in your cooking pot that is being tended to by Donald, actually, who is standing next to the pot, drinking from a large stein and using a ladle in his other hand to stir things around.
No, you'll be in a better mood.
Oh,
Yep.
Donald, you are truly the best of us.
I only got it after the helpers got it started.
Just
but
take the credit, Donald. I sit down. With the, next
fine.
thing.
It was all my idea. Also, there's bread. And Donald
Ooh, carbs.
grabs
Madison,
there's
bless you.
a small sack, and he pulls out 2 freshly baked loaves of a darker wheat bread with a very thick crust. 2 round loaves. He pulls them out and hands one directly to Angelica and one to Dinah. Elise is sitting there, sitting on a camp chair. She has removed her vestment and is just wearing her underclothes, which are still actually probably 3 layers worth of clothing. But she's got a bandage on her arm where the arrow hit her, and also a bandage on her upper thigh. Nikki is sort of curled up on a blanket near the fire, but it seems better. And Brian is...
Wrap that shit up.
Brian is there as well, naked from the waist up, with several very thick bandages around his torso, where he does have sort of circular blood stains on the bandages about here, and a corresponding one on the back.
We all look great.
Oh, and is nursing a
How
bottle
awkward.
of some kind of liquor.
Maybe like lurch and limp a little to make him feel better.
As you all get close, Donald grabs a shallow wooden bowl for each of you. A couple of ladles full of food, and hands out a bowl to each of you. Gives each of you a spoon, and turns around and says, "Oh, before I forget," and he reaches into a basket and pulls out a small jar. Says, "Fresh butter,
Whoa.
a reward for our service, apparently."
Sourced locally, or
No, from along the way. I asked the kid who brought it. He didn't. He got a little scared when I kind of got it in his face about it, but he assures me it was made not here.
Good enough for me. I was just like, yeah, give me that.
oh yeah,
Take the
no,
butter.
that's
So we each take our little bit of food. We sit on one half of the fire. So, which one of the four of us goes first?
I believe I was propositioned. What do you want to know?
Well,
I'm eating. What?
no, I thought I heard. Never mind. How is it that you came to be an
Born?
anointed knight?
Well-
I guess.
Oh. How is it that I came to be in Avacyn's service, you mean?
Yeah.
Simple enough. Both of my parents, both of my fathers, were scribes for the church in Gavany. I was born into it, and I didn't really know another life. I'm not much of a book person. So I serve the lady in my own way. Sword in hand. Simple enough story.
What about the Inquisition part?
It was brief. Uneventful, and not to my taste.
I know
That's
why
why the church and I
left.
had a parting of ways.
Why did you?
Tell me, Grant. How many innocent people have you killed? It's not a question I ask lightly. But I know you know why I ask it.
I only have one answer for that, and it can be taken a few ways. Because honestly, I don't know how to put it any other way, and it's that I can't count. How many? There's no
And
way
that-
of knowing exactly.
He couldn't have been more than 14 summers. But he wasn't speaking any language anyone in the village knew. I was brought in. I have a bit of a talent, as you've seen, for being able to sense evil things, a gift, one supposes, from Avicen for years of loyal service. In the cavalry, perhaps, or working under my father's. I insisted that we could feel nothing on the boy. The commander in charge, the Cathar, who was leading this particular inquiry, pointed to the dead cattle and the fallow crops, the stillbirths, and said that there must be a reason. So I refused to take his life. This was not good enough for him, so I took his instead. Needless to say, I was no longer welcome in the church. A pleasant memory, to be sure, but still needed work, which is why I came here. Scouted, actually, by our good captain. I was just making my way from town to town, fighting what I could, but there's only so much one woman can do on her own, and frankly, a horse keeps ill company.
It's a good horse, though.
I'm sorry?
Good horse, though.
He is a fantastic horse.
Speaking of horses.
An amazing horse, even.
Can you do a horse?
Really?
Can you?
Yes, I could.
Yeah, I was told to ask for it as a last-stitch attempt to move the tree.
Not that it's not the horse. I have no issue with horses. It's just to be used for menial labor is.
I assume that's why I didn't get Dawnbreaker either.
That is precisely why you didn't get Dawnbreaker. No, Donnie is not for moving logs. He is for conveying me into battle that I might smite the enemies of goodness and light and her holy name, etc., etc.
Yes, ride
He's
you
a good
closer
horse
so you
and he
can
is
hit them
mine.
with your sword. I understand.
A much more dangerous affair, I might
I-
also point out, than toting logs.
I take full blame
the
for
more-
the kid trying to grab the horse. Sorry, but I thought it was like an all-hands-on-deck situation, so I just said, grab them
He
all.
does not have hands, he has hooves. Dinah.
All hooves situation, then! Don't you get me on grammar and shit, it's easy and I don't appreciate it. Dinah is smiling,
Well-
by the way.
Now that you're in a far better mood, then, I'd like to know two things. One, how do you get this cloak to smell like this? Because it is divine. And secondly, so the sword then. I have been working with you how many months? I've never seen you draw that thing. And then today on the field of battle, out it comes, and a frightening sight it was indeed. I would love to know its story if you would tell it. I shared my horrible traumas.
Trauma hour.
Then I
How
sit there-
delightful.
Then I sit there eating. Going, first of all, it was Cloris's turn. Second of all, I said everybody shares, and then I share. That was the deal.
Caught me. Fair enough.
And Dinah
So,
just
can you
is
turn into a horse, Cloris?
meat, spoon, mouth, staring at Cloris like.
I already said yes, I can shape myself into a horse. if
But
that's what you
how?
wanted to
Why?
know.
Well,
Did you learn how to do that?
I may have been born in the church, but you have to understand, you, I'm sure, know all too keenly, their views are somewhat limited in that respect. I just a knowing look over at Grant.
Yeah.
Not an accusatory one, just a like,
Let's.
I know little of your ways.
I am keenly aware that the church's ways are what got my grandfather killed. So yes, I appreciate that you both seem to have a more liberal acceptance of the shapes I take.
My condolences.
Don't be sorry. Just teach people to be better.
That would imply that people want to be taught.
Yes, that is the sad state of things, isn't it? My people basically, we all sort of have a skill, a knack, some more with a sword, some with books, but we're all usually sent off to take care of quadrants in the Olden Vault. I just had a spark for it, I guess? I don't know. But it's just what we all know. It's normal for us, which makes it exceedingly awkward for villagers should they encounter it.
Not many. Hold on. With level of Arcana that I have, and the intelligence score, I would know about spring sages, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not well known outside of the church, but Avison did teach spring sages their skills.
There is also some who still worship older things. I am not unfamiliar to Avison, no, but my family and everything that we've grown up with were old things. Old like the trees we bury our dead in.
But inside the trees.
Yeah, my grandfather was
I lean
not
forward.
given this when he was taken down, but normally you would burn the body, much like you've suggested before, and the ashes are buried within knots in our trees. Our family trees.
And Angelica looks very much like she's biting back about 5 questions.
But yes, I can shape myself into a horse. A great elk, in fact.
Well, I mean, you've also been a badger for us before.
I rather enjoy that one.
You didn't seem to really have a great time.
Can you tell? I don't really look at my facial expressions when I'm.
You just seem very reticent around others. But knowing what happened to your grandfather does explain a considerable amount. But that's all. It's hard to get a read on it sometimes with you.
It's nice to know somebody else doesn't think burning bodies is weird.
You do it too.
Yeah.
So we all.
As do I.
I thought.
Angelica just kind of avoids eye contact.
I thought myself really strange and yet delightful.
So, for what it's worth, while it may be that people who burn bodies in this particular group outnumber those who don't, just a reminder for you and also those viewing that the burning of bodies is considered to be sacrilegious in Innistrad.
That's how you get ghosts.
Yeah, exactly. So
Says the
them,
church.
Exactly.
right. So all of you guys admitting this,
That was beautiful.
well, totally
Wait, I missed
cathartic
it?
is also weird.
They all in re-ghosts. Yes. Yeah. Looks to their respective ghosts.
Fair point.
Can you turn into like lots of stuff? Can you turn into like just like animals and stuff, or can you like turn into like a plant?
No, I don't. I'm not. I'm not very good at plant. I don't think I could do. I can kind of do a tree, but I got sent out before my teaching was finished.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, our grandfather was torn to shreds by villagers, and he was the last one. So I got sent out because he was no longer on duty. So, they had high expectations for me. She points to the chest plate that's clearly not fitted towards her, that is meant for someone of a more mature body type than hers. I had more time before I was supposed to go out, so it's a bit of a rush job.
Probably have an armorer here that can.
I don't think armorers work with oak.
I have woodcraft.
I suspect it's probably also a bit more
I'm proficient with wood.
sentimental than that, wouldn't you say?
It is a keepsake from home.
We all have items
I
that
get
are
that.
important to each other.
Mm.
Grant, or to ourselves. Grant has his terrifying box. And reached into a pocket. I've my pocket watch. You, of course, have this sword. I would love to know more about this sword.
You'll know about the sword when everybody else gets their turn to talk about their haunted objects.
Fine.
The second time you have bested me, Grant.
Yeah, trauma hour. It's your turn.
I demand reinforcements.
I
Grant,
like ending up on top.
release
What goes
hell
next?
of information.
Just a bit of an assurance and also a check-in with y'all. Tonight's session will not end until Dinah has told us about the sword.
Yes!
Damn it! I was trying to time it where Grant goes, and I'm like, oh, it's time to go.
Sneaky.
I agree to this.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
There we go. All right.
Provided Dara is comfortable and okay with it.
I have coffee. I can drive home in one piece again. It's fine. It's the
Okay.
last time I get to.
Yeah, it's the
so-
last in person.
All right, so what we have to do is, Grant, I swear to Christ, you make this the biggest Purple Prose long-ass story, because it keeps Dara here longer.
Do you remember
Dara
who
has
you're
to drive
asking?
home.
But does she? This is the last time we...
Riley will eventually miss me.
Well, Riley can come and
And-
pick you ass up.
If Riley could kick all of our asses collectively, so.
Street battle. Where's the hammer?
So Grant, your device, the foul and unholy clockwork abomination that follows you upon your back.
That's rude. To
It
put
is,
that
but
way.
I just figured it's what you're used to hearing.
That doesn't mean I like hearing it.
So what is it? I will admit it gives me pause sometimes, the noises that come out of it, and I worry what it means both for whatever's inside of it and your state of mind.
Would be referred to in some circles as a necroalchemist. I do not do what the ghoul callers do. Do not do what the stitchers do. The spirits that are left behind need to be taken care of. They leave behind remnants besides just their pain. And once they have been put to rest, I have collected that. That is what fuels my devices. The cannon, on the other hand, is a particular piece that cannot just be simply animated with some ectoplasmic dust. Geist dust. I needed a driving force. And it was something I was working on when I lost my partner. And the ghoul caller that took his body, I felt needed to answer for that, and that Lewis would be the best candidate for helping. So I don't have a mindless geist, an angry spirit trapped in a cannon. It was a choice that Lewis made.
This was your partner? Someone you were working with, or?
Yes, very, very closely.
Insight.
Yeah, I know, we really want that insight.
Rock and roll, go ahead.
Can we?
Anyone who would like to insight check
Done,
may
let's
make
go.
a roll.
0. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you gotta try. You gotta try.
I'm not sure to what end. Are we thinking he's
Except-
lying?
I got 50.
Sounds like.
21!
What?
21! Suck my dick! Tell me your secrets.
All right, well, good night, everybody.
I don't know if I'm lying.
No!
No.
I know! I want to know...
Definition
Oh,
of
the
partner.
extent of the partner? Yes, that kind of partnership.
Oh, that's what you were
Explicitly
checking.
for chat. Don't leave new...
Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ, yes. His
What?
boyfriend.
Come on. Come on. Yo, okay, hang on. I just have to address chat directly then at this point. You know you're on twitch.tv/devilsluckgaming, right?
Yeah, I mean...
None of us are straight!
Is that like, do we have to add that to the
No!
application form? Is it getting that bad, guys? Getting that good?
None of us!
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back, it was a good moment. Damn it. Oof.
Sadly, his personality is not well retained. But I get to keep him close.
Are they aware? Self-aware? What?
Grant, if this is a difficult subject,
No.
you don't know us anything.
I've dealt with a lot of derision and a lot of... Yes, my time in the Inquisitors was rough. This is the thing that kind of pushed me to go past, because I realized that I would never allow someone to be used by a ghoul caller again if I had anything to say about it. And yes, the blessed sleep is a wonderful idea. But it's not perfect. And my preference is that we cremate the bodies and deal with the geists and make sure it's gone. Give them a proper blessed oblivion. Because the sleep isn't a guarantee enough. So that's why the gun's name is Lewis. So, your sword.
Lamplighters, fall in.
Everyone else who, by the way, they were already watching and listening. But even,
Eavesdropping shamelessly?
well, I mean, they're just on the other side of the cooking pot from you guys. It's not like you went and found a secret hideaway. Nikki even like kind of groans and turns on the blanket so that so that their head is sort of pointed in your direction.
I have to get around my microphone there.
Just call everyone to attention for the...
No, I stand up, raise whatever mug I've got. To Lewis.
Lewis! All the other ones.
The Lewis and loved ones lost.
Here, here.
You're gonna have to make that 2 Lewises.
Okay, wait, hang on. Before that is said, Chloris and Chloris. Nope, just Chloris. Chloris, you hear?
Close.
Sorry, I was taking a look at passives.
Close.
Under his breath, in the rest of the 2 loved ones past, Chloris hears Donald say, "And to my Belinda," before he drinks.
Someone give me your pen.
All right, now continue, PCs.
Dinah, I believe you two have some absent friends then.
My pen died.
That doesn't say anything right away. She puts her food bowl down.
Whoa.
There's still food in it.
It got serious.
She actually hasn't eaten a lot since we sat down. And takes the sword down and puts it very ceremoniously, with a very light, delicate touch on the ground in front of her. A very big juxtaposition to how she used it on the field earlier today. And then it's met with the sword, or not the sword, the shield next to it. And she motions to the shield. Which the shield, by the way, is a heater shield that has the somewhat pointed top and then comes down to a point. The 2 eagle wings are also on the top of that in metal. Splitting the shield design into parts is in black, the symbol of Avacyn. And 3 of those stylized lion heads again. 2 have manes and 1 does not. And the bottom metal inlay of the shield comes up almost like mountain peaks. And she gestures to the shield and goes, "The shield belonged to Rory, my brother. And the sword," she puts her other hand on that one, "belonged to my other brother, Lewis. My family back home, our main objective in life was to protect our people from the vampires in the mountains of Stensia. My Ma and Da also fought, and my brothers fought with them. I was actually relatively new to the field. Each of us had our roles. We knew them, well, they knew them well. I knew mine okay. And apparently it was wrong. But my brother Rory was our paladin, actually. Looks over at Angelica. Lewis was a fighter. He wouldn't have it any other way. But we had one of our usual fall-ins of, "There's an attack." We came for the bell. Like we always did. It was our ranger, actually, at the time. Just, why I have the whole hawk thing. We did like an animal thing to kind of symbolize who did what. I got a hawk. Actually, and she lifts up her little capelet and she actually has a tattoo of a Celtic hawk on her. He goes, the wrong tattoo, I'm going to tell you that right now. But, we had a call that didn't go how it usually did. And, particularly strong vampire was there. I didn't even get the chance to see it. I just know the mayhem after, and, they, I don't know what they did. Something strong, but they harmed my parents and turned them on my brothers. And
I stand up and take the cloak that was given to me earlier, walk over behind my good friend, and just very gently set it back onto her back.
Just out of instinct, Dinah like grabs her hand, but it's like kind of like a
I don't stop
delicate,
you.
like a delicate touch, and she continues and goes, found out through reading about my family over the years, because, I mean, we pray to Avacyn, but we also pray to our ancestors for guidance and help and strength. What Rory did, actually. I learned about a ritual that my great-great-grandfather did to become, well, what I am now. To ask your ancestors for help by doing a ritual, by burning their bodies. So, I set up the pyre, hoisted my brothers onto it. It still haunts me. I can still smell, like, the hay and the pine and put the sword and shield down, lit the fire, and did the ritual asking for their help, and they, I mean, you've all seen them now. They came to me like that, and I asked them to stay, and they were more than willing to stay to help me do what I have to do. So.
We should all be so lucky.
I would love that, to be able to have my family with me when I'm alone. That must be a great comfort.
It is and it isn't. At the same time, it's bittersweet sometimes, because I miss their voices.
I'll respectfully ask to compare notes about this ritual at another time.
Grant.
No, I appreciate that. She just holds like her mug, like in Grant's direction, and goes, "Dora Lewis's."
Yes.
And just takes a swig and is like, "Hope this not water, it's booze. Please be booze." Just...
Do you think milk counts
down.
towards the no water drink?
I haven't had enough time to properly analyze what is happening. I
Depends on
cannot tell you.
I've
that.
heard this wonderful new pasteurization process. I don't know.
No, you haven't.
Another loop.
That's witchcraft.
Burned every single
Well.
soul who mentioned it.
We're never gonna get to pasteurization if we keep ending up with dead Louis.
Oh my god.
Well,
Holy shit. That's a fantastic. That's great.
The
All right,
deep Paul.
and on that note, thank you everybody for tuning in with us. We will.
This is a good point to end on.
Next session there will be more talking shit because we still have stuff to do. But we're gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. So obviously, please come back for all of the sweet games that are occurring in between now and then. Take it away.
And
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a thing. Yeah, Connery, you do it.
You want me to do it?
Branding.
Oh.
Yeah, I want
Okay.
you to do it.
Until we
Branding.
see you again next time, everyone, remember to always stay evil. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, everybody.